Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, and honestly it is a gorgeous day outside, but I've been glued to my screen in a dark room trying to process everything that just went down. Let's just dive right into it because we have a lot to talk about and my brain is buzzing. So let's start with Bill. Because of course we have to start with Bill Spencer today. The man is just sitting there, absolutely gloating. And I mean gloating in that classic, infuriating dollar bill way where he just looks so incredibly smug you want to throw your remote control at your TV screen. He is just eating up all this free publicity that Eric just handed him on a silver platter. If you missed it, Eric gave this completely unhinged, off-the-rails interview after that disastrous fashion show. And Eric just went off. He clearly didn't have a single nice thing to say about Katie or her new Logan fashion house. He was just trashing it. Trashing the whole concept, trashing the designs, trashing the very idea that the Logans could compete with Forrester creations. But does Bill care that Eric is talking trash? Of course not. Bill is actually thrilled. He doesn't even mind the trash talk, because in his mind, having the Logan name in the news cycle is just giving them this massive, undeniable boost. Bill knows that in the fashion world and in the media world, which he literally controls, there is no such thing as bad press. People are talking about Logan. That means they are relevant. I mean, really think about it for a second. What was Eric thinking? What were the writers thinking having Eric lose his cool like that in front of the cameras? Eric is usually the calm one, the patriarch, the guy who holds it all together with grace and dignity when everyone else in his family is losing their minds. But here he is, just blasting Katie's company to the press. And let's not forget the massive elephant in the room here. Eric and Katie used to be married. They have history. So for him to go on camera and absolutely trash her new venture, it feels a little personal, right? It's not just business. It feels messy and emotional. And Ridge had to literally step in. Ridge walked in and had to try and calm his father down because Eric's frustration was just exploding all over the place. Ridge is trying to do damage control, trying to save the Forrester brand from looking petty and jealous. It was not a great look for Forrester Creations at all. It completely took the focus off their own designs and put it right onto Katie's company. So it is really easy to see why Bill is looking at this as a massive win. Bill is probably already drafting up articles for Spencer Publications to fan the flames even more. But honestly, maybe I'm being too harsh on Eric. The guy has been under a lot of pressure lately. With everything happening with Steffi and Brooke and the whole co-CEO drama we saw a few weeks ago, plus the fallout from Ivy's crazy letter scheme, it makes sense that Eric is just at his breaking point. But still, going off to the press, it's sloppy. And Bill is just sitting there laughing his head off in his stupidly expensive suit. Okay, so let's move on to the real meat of the episode because things got so much worse. And by worse, I mean absolutely chaotic, train wreck TV that you just cannot look away from. So Will goes to the bikini bar, because where else do people in LA go when they are stressed out and looking for trouble? They go to the bikini bar. And of course, who is already there? RJ. I swear these two are like magnets for disaster right now. Ever since that whole mess with Ivy intercepting the letter and trying to keep Will and Elektra apart, the tension between Will and RJ has been off the charts. We saw them get into a scuffle at the Forrester office a few weeks ago, but today was next level. Today was the kind of fight that changes storylines for months. So Will and RJ start going at it again. And I'm just watching this thinking, really guys? Are we really doing this again? But they are. They are just in each other's faces, invading personal space, chests puffed out like a couple of angry roosters. RJ is pushing all of Will's buttons. RJ has been acting so arrogant lately, it's like those Massimo Marone genes are finally kicking in or something. He is just constantly poking the bear, saying these little passive-aggressive things that he knows will drive Will crazy. And Will is a Spencer. He has that Spencer temper bubbling right under the surface. You know he does. We all know he does. So things start getting physical. Again, they are shoving and yelling and knocking into tables, and it's just a huge, embarrassing public mess. And then, out of nowhere, Eric shows up. Why is Eric at the bikini bar? I don't even know. Maybe he needed a stiff drink after that terrible interview he just gave. Maybe he was looking for RJ. Who knows? But Eric walks in and sees his grandson and Will just going at it like a couple of wild animals. So Eric does what any grandfather would do. He steps in to try and break it up. He tries to intervene when things are getting really physical. He is an older man. He shouldn't be jumping into a bar brawl, but he is stuck right in the middle of this stupid boy drama. And this is where everything just goes in slow motion. It was so hard to watch. Will is just swinging wild. He is so blinded by his rage at RJ, so consumed by jealousy and anger, that he isn't even looking at who he is hitting. And in the chaos of it all, Will swings. And he hits Eric. He literally takes a swing and it connects with Eric Forrester. I actually gasped out loud in my living room. I mean, you guys, hitting Eric? That is like a cardinal sin on this show. You just don't do that. Will didn't mean to do it, obviously. He was aiming for RJ's smug face. But he caught Eric in the crossfire, and it was just this massive, intense, horrible moment. You could see the sheer panic wash over Will's face the second he realized what he just did. And of course, because this is a soap opera, because the writers love to torture us and drag out the drama, guess who walks into the bikini bar at that exact terrible second? Elektra. Yes, Elektra walks in right as Will is showing this intense, violent, aggressive display. She walks in right as Eric is getting caught in the middle of this brawl and stumbling back. The timing is just, it's so cliche, but it works so well. You could just see the look of absolute horror and disgust on Elektra's face. Will is immediately trying to backpedal. He is stammering. He is probably going to claim that he was aiming for RJ, which is true, but does it really matter at this point? He still threw the punch. He still caused this massive scene and hurt an elder statesman of the fashion world. And RJ? Oh my God, RJ is going to milk this for everything it is worth. RJ immediately starts arguing that Will is just this reckless monster. RJ is playing the victim and the hero all at once. He is basically saying, look at him, Elektra, look at what a violent psycho he is. This is who he really is. And honestly, in that moment, it's really hard to argue with him. Will looked completely out of control, like a typical Spencer hothead. So Elektra is just standing there, frozen, and she is not happy. Not happy at all. She just witnessed Will acting like a complete thug. And you have to remember, she has been hearing all these terrible things about Will from the Forresters for weeks. They have been warning her about him, telling her to stay away, telling her he is bad news and that Spencers only bring pain. And now she just saw it with her own eyes. It completely validates everything she has been told. It reinforces all the horrible things she heard. She is probably thinking that she needs to stay as far away from Will Spencer as humanly possible. I just feel so bad for Will in a way, but also, dude, control your temper. You can't just go around swinging at people in bars, especially not when the girl you are trying to win back is already on the fence about you. And RJ is just so smug. I can't stand how smug RJ is being right now. He knows exactly what he is doing. He provoked Will, he got Will to snap, and now he gets to look like the good guy in front of Elektra. It is so manipulative, but it is working. It is totally working. I don't know how Will is going to recover from this. I really don't. How do you apologize for accidentally hitting the patriarch of the Forrester family? How do you explain that to Elektra? You can't. You just can't. The damage is done. And Ivy is probably somewhere laughing her head off right now. Even though her letter scheme blew up in her face, she is still getting exactly what she wanted. Will and Elektra are falling apart all on their own. They don't even need Ivy to sabotage them anymore. They are doing a perfectly fine job of sabotaging themselves. And let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here. This whole bar fight is just a symptom of the larger war going on. You have Bill and Katie on one side, trying to build this new Logan empire from the ground up and loving every second of the chaos. You have Eric and Ridge on the other side, desperately trying to protect the Forrester creation's legacy from being overshadowed. And now you have the younger generation literally punching each other in public over it. It is just a mess. A beautiful, dramatic, messy soap opera mess. And I am here for it. I am exhausted, but I am here for it. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I need to wrap this up and get some sleep. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Are you Team Will or Team RJ? Do you think Eric was out of line in his interview? Let's discuss. Because I have a lot of feelings, and I know you guys do too.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.